وآله وسلم الله رب محمد صلى عليه وسلم نحن عباد محمد صلى عليه وسلم तेरी नस्ल पाक में है बच्चा बच्चा नूर का तू है आईने नूर तेरा सब घराना नूर का। क्या बात है रज़ा उस चमनिस्ताने करम की, ज़हरा है कली जिसमें हुसैन और हसन फूल। और उस गली का गदा हूँ मैं जिसमें मांगते ताजदार फिरते हैं, जो तेरे दर से यार फिरते हैं, दर बदर यूं ख्वार फिरते हैं। और उन्हें जाना उन्हें माना, ना रखा गैर से काम, लिल्लाहिल हम्द में दुनिया से मुसलमान गया। Honorable and respectable warithin of the Anbiya, ulama ikram of the Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, bilkhusus zinat mahfil Hazrat Qibla Mufti Shamsul Huda Sahib Damat Barkatum al-Aliyah wal Qudsiyah, and to the watching audience, be it live on Facebook or those who will be watching this afterwards, to each and every one of you, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. It goes without saying, as all of the ulama prior to me have acknowledged the efforts and the services of the two ulama who are responsible for arranging this unique gathering here in Jami Masjid Alvia in Bolton. Meri Murad Hazrat Allama Ustadul Ulama Maulana Hafiz Sabir Ali Sabir Damat Barkatumul Aliyah wal Qudsiyah, and Mufassir Quran Hazrat Allama Qari Tayyib Naqshbandi Sahib Maddazillahul Ali. Allah Almighty accept their efforts, and Allah Almighty keep their sayah qaim and daim upon the Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. Alhamdulillah, I've said this many a times before, privately and publicly, that it is because of these Buzurg ulama karam and the efforts of the rest of the ulama of the Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah that there is a clear pehchan of what is haq and batil. And those who are walking upon the path of falsehood, their asaliyat day by day is becoming apparent. Time doesn't permit for any lengthy introduction. This topic, Sayyidi Ala Hazrat Imam Ahl Sunnat Mujaddid Deen o Millat Parwana Ishq o Muhabbat Imam Ahmad Riza Khan alayhi Rahmat wa Ridwan's love towards the Sadaat Karam. I, in preparation for this particular speech, have prepared two parts to the discussion, ikhtisar ke saath. First and foremost is how Sayyidi Ala Hazrat Imam Ahl Sunnat expressed the necessity and need for loving the Sadaat Karam in their Fatawa Rizviya. Khas taur narrations which they mention in abundance in volume number 24 and volume number 29 on the necessity of loving the Ahlul Bayt Athhar. And they mention in volume number 22 that these narrations regarding the necessity of loving the Ahlul Bayt Athhar have reached the level of tawatur. These narrations have become mutawatir. And usi jild mein, jild number 22, they mention that loving the Ahlul Bayt Athhar, this in reality is the essence of Imaan. And you find this no doubt within the sina of every true Muslim and believer. Or khas taur here, because I have it with me, that unki mahabbat bihamdillahi ta'ala Musliman ka deen hai, और उनसे mahroom nasabi khariji और jahannami hai. That the one who is deprived of the love of the Ahlul Bayt Athhar, Sadaat Karam, that person cannot be from the Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. That person, as you just heard, is a Jahannami. So look for the Sadaat Karam. It goes without saying. Usi jild mein they mention the ayat of the Quran, قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ عَلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي qurba. Waqt ko nahi to do wazahat upon this. Or usi jild mein, in preparation, they mention here one line I want to share with you, and it goes without saying that our ulama karam are more than aware of and familiar with the ibarat of Fatawa Rizviya. Lekin awam ke liye, as and when they watch the recording, the Sadaat karam ki ta'zeem fard hai. That to honor and respect the Sadaat karam, those who are from the family of Huzur Jane Jana Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this is obligatory. Or agla jumla, or unki toheen haram hai. To disrespect and dishonor the Sadaat karam, this is haram, forbidden, unlawful. Yes, there is also that part of the discussion where Sayyidi Ala Hazrat very clearly mentioned those Sadaat karam who are bad madhab and those who go towards kufr as well. Those Sadaat karam who claim to be from the family of Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but in reality they are either Qadiani or they are Rafizi, so on and so forth. Lekin again, qillat ki waqt, we'll keep the discussion to how it is. So Sadaat karam ke saath mahabbat karna, unki ta'zeem karna, this is obligatory. And to disrespect or dishonor them, this is haram, as we've just heard. So Ala Hazrat's love for the Sadaat karam expressed in numerous places in Fatawa Rizviya. Lekin khud Ala Hazrat Azim Mubarakat's love for the Sadaat karam, ulama karam alhamdulillah do bayanat of these waqiyat which are khas towards Sayyidi Ala Hazrat, not just by way of the ash'ar which we've just mentioned, some of them. तेरी नस्ल पाक में है बच्चा बच्चा नूर का, तू है आईने नूर तेरा, सब घराना नूर का. और क्या बात है रजा, उस चमनिस्तान करम की ज़हरा है कली जिसमें हुसैन और हसन फूल. और इसी तरीके से अहले सुन्नत का है बेरा पार, अस्हाबे हुजूर नजम है और नौ है इतरत रसूलुल्लाह की. This i'tidal, this balance and equilibrium that we only find within the Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, that individual who is a true Sunni will have the love and the honor of the Sahaba Karam in their heart, and they will have the love and the honor of the Ahlul Bayt Athhar in their hearts as well. Lekin Ala Hazrat, apart from expressing this love, deep-rooted mahabba for the Sadaat Karam, Ahlul Bayt Athhar, Sahaba Karam in the Ash'ar, to conclude a few waqiyat, Zawq e liye. Ala Hazrat Imam Ahl Sunnat on one occasion were teaching the talaba, the students, and whilst they were teaching, they would stand up. They would stand up. And after standing up for a short while, they would sit down again, continue teaching. Then after a short while, they would stand up again. Like this continued for a while until one of the students asked that, Huzur, majra kya hai? Wajah kya hai? What's the reason for you to continuously stop teaching and to stand up? We don't see anyone. On the apparent, we don't see anyone here. Why is it that you stand up? They said that in a street not so far from where we are, a young Sayyid is walking past. And every time he walks past, I stand up out of respect for him. This is Ala Hazrat's love for a young Sayyid, a child, one can say. Allahu Akbar. Like this mashhur waqia, somebody invited them towards a majlis, a ijtima, and in those days no Bentleys and is tariqinal Rolls Royce like our so-called peers of today are traveling in. That in those days it was carriages where people on four sides would stand and carry that carriage and take the person towards their destination. As they started the journey, a few lamhat and a few moments had just passed. They had just walked a few yards, so to speak. Ala Hazrat instructed for that carriage to be placed on the ground. And they said that I smell the fragrance from one of you that you are from the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And that individual was a laborer. He was an individual who was doing his job, earning rizq halal. And then we know that Ala Hazrat, and he stood there, cried profusely, asked for forgiveness. Or jumle par gaur karo, said that I don't want to be held to account on the day of judgment. You know, whether your Nana Jan asks me that why were you in the carriage? Was my son was carrying you. Ala Hazrat then told that individual to sit in the carriage, and he himself then carried that Sayyid. Allahu Akbar. Our nisbat and ta'alluq is with that Imam. I feel my time has come to an end. Last waqia, whenever somebody from Bareilly Sharif or the surrounding areas would go and perform Hajj, and they were from the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They were from amongst the Sadaat. They were a Sayyid. When they would return from Al-Madinatul Munawwara, Makkatul Mukarramah, Haramain Sharifain, after performing the Sa'adat of Hajj, Ala Hazrat would take time out from their busy schedule. They would go and they would meet that Sayyid. Or look at the love they would express. Ala Hazrat would kiss that Sayyid on the forehead. They would kiss that Sayyid on the forehead. And so many waqiyat like this. So Ala Hazrat himself teaching us love for the Sadat-e-Karam in Fatawa Rizviyah, as we've alluded to. Again, because of the shortage of time, we've not opened up all the passages. Isharatan, as Mufti Tahir Sahib Qibla had, alhamdulillah, so many different references to different ulama who speak in favor of Sayyidi Ala Hazrat. Time doesn't permit to mention all of them. And also we've touched upon Ala Hazrat's love for Sadat-e-Karam, either through their poetry or through them actually demonstrating this love for those around them who are from the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah tabarak wa ta'ala accept this mahfil or majlis in his bargah. Allah Almighty preserve all of the ulama haqqa, ulama ahli sunnati wal jama'ah. And ye Mufti Sayyid Muzaffar Shah Sahib Qibla, Sher ahl sunnat ka bahut ek pyara nukta hai na. ये जो शेर है, जो तेरे दर से यार फिरते हैं, दर बदर यूं इख्वार फिरते. No doubt Ala Hazrat wrote this out of their love for Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that whoever moves from the court of Rasul Akram sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that person wanders the streets aimlessly. But they said, if you take this batore mankabat and you fit this towards Sayyidi Ala Hazrat, that jo tere dar se yaar phirte hai, dar ba dar yu ikhwar phirte hai. It's very simple. Those who move away from the ta'limat and the teachings of Ala Hazrat, we find that they walk aimlessly in the streets and they have no haysiyat and no value. Allah tabarak wa ta'ala allow us to continue holding on to the daman of Sayyidi Ala Hazrat. Fatawa Rizviyah in one hand, in one daman, or Maktubat-e-Imam Rabbani in the other daman. In this lies our salvation. وَمَا عَلَيْنَا إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ.